went and saw it. But we thought it'd be fun, at least Alex did at first, to watch the original Mario movie beforehand, just to get a better appreciation for like
Oh my god.
the new one, which I will admit did work.
Yes. Well,
So-
it was actually about Mario.
What do you mean? They wore the red and green. They jumped high.
No.
There was a toad.
No.
there was
There wasn't
Goombas.
a toad.
Suppose. Yeah, there was.
Who was the toad?
The guy playing guitar.
He was not fucking toad. No.
That was Toad.
No.
So yeah, we watched the original Mario movie, and it was bad. Like that movie is.
That movie made me angry.
So that movie is like one of those movies that you watch because it's so fucking stupid. There's not a whole lot.
It's not worth it. It just sucks.
There's not a whole lot to say about it. Like the movie's infamous for its
For
incredibly
its lack of Mario.
Hey guys, I'm Bill, a one-time Instagram blogger and now a podcaster.
And I'm Alex, the chaotic neutral,
And together we are the Gaming and Collecting Podcast
a brother-sister duo,
that talks about gaming.
and also anime.
And don't forget the collecting, sometimes.
Ah, forget it. We're just a nostalgia podcast at this point.
But anyways, guys, thanks for joining us as we discuss the games that shaped us. So,
Do you like peaches?
how you been?
Do you like peaches, Bill?
Not really.
Have you even had them?
Yeah, it's just like a soggy apple, and I don't know. I don't really
That's
enjoy
not
it.
what peach is like. I feel like peach is like a fuzzy apple. Like they're fuzzy
It's
on the outside.
fuzzy, but then you
They're
bite
like,
into it and it's...
yeah, I wouldn't even compare it to an apple. It's just a complete different texture.
Yeah, well,
It's more plum-like. I'd say peaches are more on the plum scale.
I don't eat them, so that's how I see it.
So you don't like peaches.
No, well, not really. That was your nickname as a kid.
Ugh.
You're gonna
Oh
make
yeah,
your
it
mother
was
cry.
because of your fault. Freaking took one of those. He took one of those toy cars that you pull back and it went. Do not interrupt me with your can popping, sir. Took one of those. Well, I almost threw up. He took one of those toys that you put down and then you roll it back and then it goes zoom. The zoom cars, but he did that on my head. So he ripped all my hair out as a baby, and then they had to cut it.
Yeah.
And then I had no hair, and everyone thought that I was a boy and that you were a girl. That
yeah.
happened. So, that's the
And-
result of your peach. But everyone would call me Baby Peach because I had little peach fuzz hair.
For the record, to everyone wondering, I was at least at the oldest 2 and she was 1. So babies doing
Not
baby
even.
things.
You were like
Yeah.
1, and I was like a
Yeah.
fetal.
So in other words, like babies being babies.
Crackheads being crackheads.
Yeah. But anyways, how you been?
Yeah.
So work's been busy lately.
Yeah, I've been coming in early this week, and for the next couple weeks because I'm helping implement a cool program, so it should be interesting. But yeah, and a lot's coming up the next couple weeks too, and I'm like really stressed because like our mom's birthday is coming up, so I got to plan something for that, and then Mother's Day will be after that, and then I have the bachelorette party, and then like the wedding, and then I'm going for training in Utah, and there's so much, but
Yeah.
it's good. I just want to like be able to. Oh, I took my first golf lesson with my mother, which was fun. Bill did not join because he's a poo head.
No, it's because I you don't have to deal with the golf balls the way I do, and I hate them. I hate them.
You ate them?
No, I hate
What
them.
did they taste like? I feel like that wouldn't taste very good.
When I had to cut
Don't
all
eat
those
golf balls, Bill.
when I had to cut all those golf balls in half as a job at work, it was so satisfying because I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
these fuckers are
Yeah.
dying.
I mean, there's plenty you could chop
I
into
know.
pieces if
I
you
know.
really wanted to.
I'm aware.
Yeah, it's
I, it's actually really messy and not as fun as it sounds, though.
no. I mean, I've used like the ball cutters before. They're pretty fun. It is
Those are the
satisfying. My
cutter,
favorite one is the like ones we have on the floor that are really like a scythe. And
the
it's just like you
guillotine.
go the
Yeah.
guillotine ones, and you literally just like like some sort of evil part in all of
See,
us comes out using
I
those.
put them in the lathe and I just send the cutter through them. Yeah. So what are you drinking on this fine podcast? We
I
haven't done
am
that in a while.
I am drinking a Angry Orchard in my fun little my mom for Easter got me these silicone like wine glasses, so it's like, oh, you can't break them. But it's also really funny because it's like it jiggles so much. But
Yeah.
if you have them like halfway full, it's like the perfect pinky up. So why I'm drinking a cider in this, I don't know. I just feel fancy. I just like using this.
And I'm drinking a Guinness because it's like the only beer I really enjoy drinking.
Yeah, I can't really drink beer anymore. Every time I've had a beer recently, I feel so sick. That's why I go for the ciders, cause like I don't know something about beer. Maybe I'm allergic to gluten. Maybe that's it.
Maybe. I don't
But
know.
I love bread, so I'm just gonna keep eating it.
I mean, you could just drink like a Coors Light. That's liquid bread,
I don't.
basically.
Yeah, no, it's just beer. Like the last beer I had was like a Blue Moon, and I enjoyed it gratefully. But oh my god, I just felt horrible after drinking it. So can't do
Yeah.
beer, but I can do cider. Yeah,
I
but it's
just
not
enjoy.
peach cider, it's apple cider.
Yeah. I just enjoy Guinness because Guinness is nature's beer.
You should go to the Guinness tap room in Ireland
I'd
and
like
learn
to at
how to
some
pour
point.
it. Yeah,
I'd
you
like
can be a
to.
certified pourer.
Yeah.
That was one thing when I went to Ireland we missed out on because you need a reservation and we were dummies and we were like, whoops, we're just here
Yeah.
for 2 days for a dance competition.
It's kind of fun. This is like a throwback to how we used to record podcasts. We haven't done one like this in a long time.
It is. It's me. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, there it is. Your worst nightmare.
Yeah. No, because we've kind of ever since I moved like up to moved it with Alex. We've been recording for the most part like in the same room, which is fine, but it's become kind of just a hassle, and we've never really had time to plan out days
Yeah.
and such. So we've decided to make Tuesday our official recording day,
Yep.
and we've given in and gone back to Zencaster because, of course, we did. But
Yeah. I mean, it's worth it for the. I mean, you don't have to hear the creepy Craig voice, which is
yeah,
always nice.
the quality is just a little bit better,
Yeah.
and it'll
I
be
definitely
easier.
thought the last episode I listened to, the quality of at least my mic was just not as nice as it
Yeah,
could be.
I think I got better with the other two, but either way, we only did 3 with that, so it's not gonna be a
Yeah.
big deal. But yeah, other than
Taylor's
that,
watching
yeah, she does.
from the cat tower.
So you've been on like an anime binge lately.
Yeah, I finished My Hero Academia. I finished the most recent season. I will say, really enjoyed it. I actually think it's the best season since the show has come out. It was
Hmm.
just the most interesting. Fights are really good, and you just like left you really excited for where it's gonna go. And then I finished Welcome to Demon School Aruma season 3, which I love. I only had like 3 more episodes left, which was fine, but looking forward to the next season, which it left off with like next time in the next season. So that was good, and I think it was confirmed a 4th season, which is great. And then I've been catching up on Demon Slayer because I was like, you know what, I need to finally watch like the second season, but I haven't watched season 1 in a while, so I rewatched that, and now I'm in the Mugen Train, which I think they made a movie for, but they also made a series. So I think they took
Yeah,
the
they've been
movie and made a series as well. So I'm watching the series. I'm not watching the movie.
yeah, they've been doing that a lot lately with like shows where like they'll have a big movie, but then they'll like make a season out of said movie.
Yeah. So, and I'm watching that. I think I'm on like episode 4 or 5. right now. So I'm almost done with that because it's only like 7 episodes, and then I'll be watching the most recent one that came out next. So I've been trying to catch up with a lot of the big ones. And
Yeah.
then I do need to finish Shaman King too. Did I buy any figures? Yes, I did. I bought Cowboy Luffy. And I broke a figure in the process of putting Cowboy Luffy, but I kind of got fixed him. I think I'm gonna have to glue him at
Yeah.
some point, but I kind of fixed him. So it's fine. But I got Cowboy Luffy. He's literally a cowboy.
Yeah. No, for me, I haven't really been watching a whole lot other than like we recently did our Studio
You've
Ghibli
been watching
marathon.
How It's Made. No, not How It's Made. The Mythbusters.
Oh
Why
yeah,
are you watching
because
Mythbusters? That show's stupid.
I went for the Discovery Plus thing on Amazon Prime out of curiosity, and I realized half the shows on there I didn't really care for, and then I saw Mythbusters, and I started watching Mythbusters.
You should watch How It's Made. I think they did a golf ball episode. I don't know if
I'm
it was
sure.
us, but
No, I think I have a feeling it was Titleist, but
or
Tailor Made or something.
Undercover. They did an Undercover Boss Tailor Made.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny because it was funny looking at stuff like that and being like, ha, so similar.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, there's not really that much different in making golf balls. So
But ours is better, damn it.
hell yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Hell
No, but
yeah.
other than that, the only real anime I've been watching, other than the Ghibli films, more on that later, are
The
I've been
Giblet
watching.
films.
Yeah, we'll be getting to those fairly shortly. I've been watching that.
Peaches. Sorry.
I've been watching that. Don't Toy with Me, Miss Nagatoro show.
Oh.
And it's entertaining, but it's also very stupid at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen clips. And
You
I
wouldn't
just,
like it.
it's
Not
not
a you
for
anime.
me.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not a you anime.
No.
It's one of those where I watch. I'm like, this is dumb, but it's dumb in that kind of enjoyable way. So, but yeah. So speaking of anime, yeah, this has nothing to do with anime, but
No animation.
well,
But
one of even then, the first thing we're talking about isn't really even animated, but
ugh.
you like Mario?
I do if it's a new movie. If it's an old movie, fuck that.
So you like movies?
I like jazz, okay? I like
Okay.
jazz.
So basically, what we're trying to say is we went and saw the Mario movie,
Yes.
and we liked it. It was
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
So I guess we were
Peach.
yeah, it was a very enjoyable film. Like it was kind of something that popped up, and I was like, "Yo, do you want to see this?" And Alex was like, "Yes." So we went and saw it, but we thought it'd be fun. At least Alex did at first, to watch the original Mario movie beforehand, just to get a better appreciation for like
Oh my god.
the new one, which I will admit did work.
Yes. Well,
So-
it was actually about Mario.
What do you mean? They wore the red and green. They jumped high.
That's no.
There was a toad.
No.
there was
There wasn't
Goombas.
a toad.
Suppose. Yeah, there was.
Who was the toad?
The guy playing guitar.
He was not fucking toad. No.
That was Toad.
No.
So yeah, we watched the original Mario movie, and it was bad. Like
Oh,
that movie
it was-
is.
Oh, that movie made me angry. 'Cause
So
it
that
was-
movie is like one of those movies that you watch because it's so fucking stupid. There's not a whole lot to
worth it. It's
No,
not worth it. It just sucks.
there's not a whole lot to say about it. Like the movie's infamous for its
For
incredibly.
its lack of Mario.
No, Mario's in the movie the whole time. What are you talking
No,
about?
I'm saying Mario the game concept. There's nothing in it. Like
They played the
maybe-
theme song once.
Yeah, woo. They played it once in a
There was a bomb.
Yeah, it was just like a little paper mache stupid shit that they just would chuck. It was not an actual bomb. Like no. Now,
Yeah.
if you didn't
So
have that, it wouldn't have been a Mario movie. Because I'm sorry, that was not a Goomba. That was an abomination. Why
sir,
were
the
they
Goomba
lizard people?
sir, the Goombas are dancing again.
No, the Goombas should
So
have been shot and died.
I'll
Those aren't
ask,
my Goombas.
was there anything in that movie that you enjoyed?
No. It was trash. There was
Okay.
nothing about it that was Mario. Like, you're in it and you're in this like super space world and everyone's just an asshole and Bowser's just like this guy with weird ass hair. And he doesn't even, it's a person. It's not Bowser.
It's
Bowser
Dennis
is
It was
Bowser.
just it was just Dennis Hopper being Dennis
I
Hopper for
don't
an
care
hour.
what you say. You didn't carry the movie because there was nothing to carry except shit. He just carried the shit around.
He
It was
was meme
garbage.
he was meme worthy.
It wasn't even. There was no Princess Peach. It was Daisy, and she was blonde, even though Daisy has red hair and reddish brown hair, and she it was stupid. Her father was fungi.
He was a fun guy.
He was a fungi. It was trash. There was nothing. And you know what's the best part of that movie? The fact that the Mario and Luigi actors were drunk for most of it is
Yeah.
the best part of that movie.
Bob
Because I don't know
Hoskins
how.
and John Leguizamo were like drunk for most of
I
their
don't know how
filming
they
days.
did the lines. Like, I feel like I just I almost give them props. Like, they got to this level of drunkenness where they were functioning still because I know, when I was drunk, there's no way I would have been remembering lines for a movie unless
Well, here's
this
the
just
fun
means
thing.
they ad-libbed most of the movie.
They didn't remember the lines because the script changed every fucking day.
Oh my god. I mean, it sounds like it because that had nothing to do with Mario. It had nothing.
Yeah.
And he cheats on his girlfriend during it.
Oh yeah, with Big Bertha.
Big Bird with it's just
The
nothing
fish,
made
the
sense.
fish, you know.
Nothing made sense. Nothing.
Yeah. So in case you didn't know, Alex hated that movie.
Oh my god, it was it was just a waste of time. And
My-
then poor Yoshi, they just turned him into this demonic little creature. But then
Animatronic
freaking
dinosaur.
stabs it in the neck, and I was I was kind of okay with him towards the end. And I'm like, you had to stab him, the one character where I'm like, I don't completely hate you. She freaking stabs and then becomes an imprint in a wall. The story made no sense either. It didn't even whatever story they were going for.
There was no story.
There was no story.
There
It
was
just,
no story.
You just kept watching scenes and were confused.
It was basically Blade Runner, but bad. The directors were control freaks and they couldn't decide on the movie. Went through 7 different
as you
scripts.
can see, they've never made anything else after this point.
The husband didn't. Apparently, the wife made a movie that was also bad later on, but because they divorced shortly
No wonder.
after.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Two shitty directors.
The only good thing they made was Max Headroom, and that was before the Mario Brothers movie. So
yeah, I feel like they can't even call it the Mario Brothers movie because it literally just could have been two brothers movie.
it was almost Rain Man at one point.
Yeah, maybe
when
it
they
would have
had-
been better.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Did you know that's not even technically the first Mario Brothers movie?
No, I actually was reading that. I don't know why I saw it. I saw it somewhere though. There was one before, right? Was
the
it
anime.
animated?
Yeah, it was an anime.
Yeah. Oh, so it's weeb shit.
Yeah, it's never been dubbed. It only came out in Japan. Miyamoto
Whoa.
apparently didn't like it because it was too much like the games.
Miyamoto. I'm sorry. I agree with you most of the time, but what the fuck were you thinking?
They were on a weird. Nintendo was on a weird point because they really wanted an edgy movie.
That wasn't edgy. Edgy is Shadow.
No, that was for the 90s. That was pretty edgy.
That was stupid.
You gotta remember, edgy's not good. Being edgy is.
Ow, the edge.
Yeah.
Ow.
Nintendo really wanted a dark, edgy film for some
reason. They just
reason.
needed a Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that's what Waluigi was for. Isn't he the dark and edgy part of Mario?
No. Waluigi only exists because Wario needed a tennis partner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his first appearance was in Mario Tennis because Wario needed a tennis partner
Ah,
for doubles matches.
nice.
That's why in Smash Brothers he has a tennis racket as a weapon.
Nice. I feel like a tennis racket would have really added to the original Mario movie. You know.
It's kind of funny though. The Mario movie was such a disaster that it basically doomed any sort of like video game movie for like years.
Yeah. As it should have.
Well, I mean, because you look at the ones after it, like there was the excuse
Oh
me,
shit. I almost knocked my mic over.
there was the Street Fighter movie. Hello, Miss Tillard.
See, she has her head on the neck.
Yeah,
I mean,
Alex's cat is.
her neck on the edge of the
Yeah,
tower. Sorry, I get distracted. I think I have ADHD. Anyways.
but yeah, so like the Street Fighter movie was pretty hilariously bad. You mostly watch it to watch Raul Julia in his final role. The Mortal Kombat movie is legitimately good though. I will say, the first one, not the
Did
second
it have
one.
the theme song in it?
Yeah, the Mortal Kombat.
All right. I can.
That's
accept
where
that.
that's where that came from. It was that first movie.
Hmm.
The Dead or Alive movie was stupid because it was just boobs. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other ones. Like I think
Sonic.
So Sonic amazingly was like the first really good. Like Sonic and Detective Pikachu were like the first universally like well received like super video game movies.
Yeah. Detective Pikachu. Did you ever watch Detective Pikachu?
I've seen parts of it. I've never watched
I
everything.
watched it. I remember crying for the Bulbasaur scene
Yeah.
because I wanted to frolic with the Bulbasaurs, and it made me cry.
Yeah.
Because that's my dream.
So
I love that movie.
I
And
guess
the Sonic movies were really good too. But
Yeah,
I've
they
only
were.
seen the first one, but I've heard good things about the second.
Yeah. The Sonic movie is just amazing because it's a director that actually listened to the fans.
Oh
Which
yeah. I wonder if in like a different reality they didn't listen to the fans and
Yeah,
that
that movie's a
abomination
dumpster
came
fire.
out.
I don't
Really,
don't
like the story could have been exactly the
Yeah.
same, but like if he looked like that mutant rodent creature, like it would have been horrible.
Yeah. I don't buy the whole like that was a publicity stunt thing because there's no way they would have made full on that much shit
No, and there's
just
no
to
way.
throw away.
If it was a publicity stunt, it would have come out like new animation like a month later. Like
Yeah.
it would like which they already would have had. So
I
I
don't-
truly
yeah, I don't-
believe they did that and then realized what the fuck do we make?
I fully believe that the director actually like sat down and listened to the fans and actually realized okay, because he did a really good job and apparently he did a good job on the sequel too, which I have to watch at some point. But this isn't Sonic, this is Mario. So after like video game movies kind of started becoming like hip and cool again, and they had a few winners, Nintendo actually decided to try Mario again, which I remember at the time everyone was like, "Oh boy."
Hey, what studio they gave it to?
They gave it to Illumination.
The studio that does Minions.
Yeah,
Minions.
among other
the
things.
abominations of the world.
Alex's favorite thing on the planet.
Minion.
But yeah. So I remember like the lead up to this film, I being very like blasé about it, like be kind of like, yeah, whatever, it's a Mario movie.
It's a me.
No, this is
Chris
before that. This is before that. I just when they were just kind of announcing it, I was kind of like, yeah, whatever, it's a Mario movie. It's gonna be CGI. Whoop-de-doo. It'll come out.
Yes.
Then they announced Chris Pratt was gonna voice Mario, and oh my god, the internet exploded.
It's a me, Chris Pratt. Also, Garfield the cat, which that movie like they announced, then they never spoke of again.
Yeah.
What happened to that? Because I remember hearing that he was going to be Garfield. All right, yeah, true. Who the fuck cares about another Garfield movie?
Yeah.
We're talking about Mario.
Bill Murray was a better Garfield.
Yeah.
I said it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that lead up was pretty
and Jack
unremarkable. Well, okay,
Bowser.
so they announced Chris Pratt as Mario, and everyone lost their shit. And then they announced Jack Black as Bowser, and everyone went, "Okay,
all right, I'm in. I
can accept this."
Yeah.
So
and then the rest, which I was just like, meh.
Yeah, Charlie Day as Luigi was kind of funny, just because it's the guy from Always Sunny.
Mm.
I don't even remember who Peach is, to be perfectly honest.
I have no idea.
I'm sure it's a well-known actress, but yeah. So the all the actors got announced, and I remember everyone being the general opinion of the film was one big kind of like meh. Like everyone was just like
Yeah.
whatever. If it's either it'll be good or it'll be shit. That was
Mm.
everyone's basic feelings on the matter. So then we got the first trailer, and the first trailer, oh my god. Do you remember the reaction to the first trailer?
Mushroom Kingdom, here
Here
we
we
come.
come. Where he
Toad's
sounded
diaper.
where he sounded like the
Toad's diaper.
yeah.
It looked very full.
um I just remember that first trailer because everyone made jokes about how Chris Pratt barely sounded like he cared,
Yeah.
and he sounded more like the mom from Bob's Burgers at times,
Oh yeah.
which is kind of funny.
I feel like though, like after watching the movie, I feel like that clip just like it worked better with the context around it, leading up to it and stuff. Like it didn't sound nearly as like goofy as it did in the trailer when he said it in the movie.
Yeah, it was very much a it was just one of those things where it was funny at the time because everyone had like such low expectations. Oh yeah, she Princess Peach was Anna Taylor Joy or
I
Anya
have no
Taylor
idea.
Joy,
I
whatever.
don't know who that is.
I don't know. She's apparently famous.
Yeah. I guess if she's in a movie.
She was in Peaky Blinders.
I Oh, I think I watched. That was a Netflix show.
Yeah. Either way, nothing I care about personally, but she did a good job as Peach.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, going into it, like there was a lot of hype, and then like there was a lot of just general meh.
Mm.
And then I remember like I kind of forgot about it for a while until I saw that it was coming out.
Mm.
And all of our friends over on the co-op server was talking about it and saying when they were going to see it, and I was kind of like, should probably go see that film.
Yep.
So I messaged Alex. I'm like, I can get tickets. Do you want to go see it? And she was like, yes, it's a must.
Yeah.
So we ended up seeing it last weekend, and I have to say the theater experience was very pleasant.
Yeah. The funniest part though is like, like movies, they always have those lead up commercials, and there just must not have been that many kids films coming out because like some of the movie, like the trailers, I was like, I don't really know if we should be advertising Fast and Furious cars exploding to children, like
Or
small
the
children.
the Barbie
Um,
movie, which is
oh
clearly
yeah, no,
not
and
for a child
no,
audience.
the Barbie movie with like the obvious like sex jokes, which were like,
Did you
nah.
did you hear the story about Ryan Gosling in that movie?
No.
Apparently, everyone's making fun of him online because he's apparently too old to play Ken, according to idiots online. And apparently he turned the role down initially, and the director had to like literally convince him to take it because he
Yeah.
initially didn't want it because he was too old
Yeah.
or something,
I
which I
don't know
think
what
is
people are talking. I thought it was fine. Like I thought he looked like a Ken doll. In all honesty,
I saw,
so
I saw that trailer and I just went, this looks ridiculous. I'm like, Alex is gonna freaking love it.
yeah, I can't wait to watch it. I'm
Yeah,
gonna make my mom want to see it with me.
you're gonna have to because I ain't going to see that.
I
But
know, I know.
yeah. But
What
anyways, yeah,
was like there was another one that was also like, oh, I don't think this is good for children to see. Wasn't there another one or
yeah, I forget. It was some
there was like a couple, but it was just like there just must not be many like kids movies coming
well,
out right
and then
now.
they like farted out all the kids movies that they
Yeah.
had. So it was like Trolls and some shit.
Yeah, trolls with the back streets back. All right, dude.
I
Sorry.
was sitting there. See, when I was watching all those trailers, because this is the point where I realized, oh right, this is technically a kids movie.
Yeah,
I was sitting there going, like, is this what kids movies have become? Like, am I that old? Am I officially becoming the old man,
yeah.
the
I
grumpy
will
old
say
man?
though, like that was the most behaved theater like of kids I've ever been to. Like,
I've heard this consensus a lot. Is that like every person who went to go see it, like their theater was like very well behaved because it's funny how when you take kids to see a movie they want to see, they're not going to act like little shits the
yeah,
entire
and
time.
I mean, like there was like the occasional like a little like oh my god or like
Yeah,
Bowser or
but
something like that, but it
that's
was like
cute. That's
it was
not like
adorable. Yeah,
that's not obnoxious. That's just kind of
yeah,
like, oh, they're actually into it. That's cool.
yeah. But I was surprised. I thought people were gonna be a lot worse, so
Yeah,
I was a little surprised. I
yeah.
guess our last couple movie experiences didn't give me much hope.
Well, we the only two movies we'd seen recently were two special event anime films,
Yeah,
and
true.
you were just butthurt about One Piece because that was like your favorite movie, and
Because
you
I've
had
been waiting for it forever.
yeah. But anyways, so moving on to the film now. So I guess we should bring up the spoiler wall for anyone who hasn't seen it. Granted,
Spoiler
why
warning.
granted, why are you watching a Mario movie podcast, like review podcast, if you've never seen it?
Yes.
But regardless,
Get
spoiler wall
out.
here.
Get out. But
No,
come
no.
back.
No, go watch the film and then come back.
And then come back. But get out for now. Just get really
So
aggressive.
the start of this movie is interesting because it starts off with the Bowser attacking the ice people, the penguins, which is a very funny scene because like the penguins are all like, it's the trailer, it's the trailer shot that like
Yeah,
they showed off to begin with to show off Jack Black as Bowser,
they were so
and
serious.
yeah, they were like, this is only a small fraction of my power, and they're just throwing
No
snowballs at
balls.
Bowser. And he just kind of shrugs them off and then just burns their entire castle to the ground
Yes.
to get the Power Star,
Ooh.
which was kind of a nice of touch because the Power Star is like the magic MacGuffin of Mario.
Yes.
And then we cut directly to the real world because this is kind of like this is a very heavily inspired by the Super Show,
Yes.
where they came from Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn.
I assume it's Brooklyn, New York.
Yes.
And the Mario brothers are a pair of sibling plumbers who are starting a
and
business.
it starts with their commercial.
Their commercial, which used the fucking the Super Mario Super Show like rap,
Yeah.
which I'm not gonna lie, the kids probably had no fucking idea what that was about. But as for me, that was like such a nostalgia thing because I heard that and I was like, oh my god, they used the it's in the Mario like song.
And it was funny because in with during the commercial scene, they were really pulling the Italian accents, and then to basically write off that they didn't have to do the accents was like they were doing it for the commercial. Which
Yeah,
was a like good touch because realistically, if Chris Pratt had acted that whole movie in that Italian accent, I probably would have walked out
yeah,
because it probably would have made the movie so much worse.
yeah. It was so that was a funny joke though, just the whole like the Mario like the trailer, and I like that there was a couple nods to the original Mario Brothers movie too, like their shitty van and like the whole like
Yeah.
all that funny stuff. I like the girl in the commercial who's like reading her lines and then she kind of looks at the camera and goes, "Wait, really?" like
Yeah. She's
like
like, "This
completely breaks
shit?"
character. And what's funny, so it's a cool nod, but after the trailer plays, we start to see one flaw. This you good?
I was yawning.
Okay,
I was yawning, but I was trying not to do it into the mic
gotcha.
and making a face.
But so after the trailer, the little advertisement for their business, we see the one flaw that I feel like this movie really has. And to me, I think it relies a little bit too heavily on fan service and Easter egg references
Mm,
because there is like 7 of them in the first scene alone. Like we already have the ad, there's a couple nods to the original Mario movie, and then we get my favorite is so there's an arcade machine in the little like pizza joint where they're watching their trailer,
mm.
and it's a arcade machine that's supposed to be Donkey Kong, but it says Jumpman, which was Mario's original name.
Yeah.
And the guy playing it, he's like this little Italian man. He
Mm.
actually looks like Mario's original design as Jumpman, and he's played by Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario, which is
Yeah.
a very
That
nice
that was a
touch.
very nice touch. I mean, like I don't think that it was bad to have so many references at the beginning because I mean, throughout the movie, it wasn't like the only references were just like to the game itself, which was
Yeah,
just the Mario universe. So I don't really think it was too much at the
it wasn't
beginning.
bad. My problem is though, like the film kind of gives up telling a story at points for the sake of like references at times, which I feel like is a bit of a detriment.
Yeah, okay.
It's mostly because like there'll be like just scenes where it's kind of like that. Okay, this was just to make
I feel like that's partially though Illumination style.
that's true.
I feel like that's just like I mean, I'm not well versed in a lot of the Illumination movies, but I feel like they kind of rely on those pop. If it's not like this one, it relied on Mario references, but I feel like in the regular movies, they really like to throw in those random pop culture references that don't necessarily have anything to do if it's just to get a laugh or get
Yeah.
like someone to go, "Oh yeah," you
But
know.
then so then after that we get kind of not a villain of the movie, but we get kind of just like an antagonist in the film.
Yeah,
And that's their former boss. The
yeah,
I already forget his name. Was it like Joe or something? Or
yeah. Well, didn't you say like he was like the boss of like a
so he was the quote unquote owner of a very obscure NES title called Wrecking Crew. Because if you looked on
yeah.
the side of his little jacket, he had the little Spike. Spike was his name. The
Hmm,
boss of Wrecking Crew. Wrecking Crew was another NES game where you played as the Mario Brothers, and instead of being plumbers, they were demolition experts.
mm,
But he was apparently the boss character in that, which was kind of a nice touch.
mm.
So after that, then we get kind of their first call where one thing I really do like about this film is the Mario Brothers aren't like OP. They're like actually like kind of
No,
pathetic to start off.
yeah, they they were not.
Like
But
they
I blame partially the dog. It was
well
mostly the dog's
even
fault.
even before the dog though, we get to the point where their van breaks down, which I'm convinced is a reference to the original movie where their van was a piece of shit as well and it
Yeah,
broke down. So rather than like fixing it, they just decide, okay, we got to run to our call.
yeah,
And then we get this really hilarious like game reference where they're going through like a side-scrolling stage and Mario's like acing it and Luigi's pathetically trying to get through it,
yeah.
which
It was
was
like
kind of
you and me playing a game.
yeah.
You're acing it, and I am pathetically trying to get through.
So then they get to their first call and it's like this upper class like family and they have like a dog and they're going in. It's a pretty easy fix, but Luigi accidentally breaks the dog's like toy, so the
No,
dog
it was
become
like the dog's treat bone.
yeah.
He stepped on its bone.
And the dog instantly hates them now and it has like a
Yes,
vendetta against them.
yes,
And like because of this they fix the bathroom easily enough, but then the dog comes in and completely just destroys the bathroom on them.
yeah,
And it cuts to literally Mario. Like the best part is the ending of it where Mario's like plunging the dog out of the toilet. Don't ask, it makes sense in context.
yes.
And then the couple walks in and he goes, well, here's your problem.
Woman.
And it's just like, what?
It was like we had a leaky faucet. What the hell? Yeah. So obviously that call didn't go well.
Yep. And then we cut over to Mario's family, where this was really weird to me. Like we got like the entire Mario
Yeah,
clan.
it was a little weird. I was
The
like, who
dad.
are these people?
Fun fact: the dad was also voiced by Charles Martinet, which was kind of cool. And then we also had like a whole bunch of random like people, like Reno Romero, who was the voice of Batman, and the Batman was one of the cousins.
Batman.
John DiMaggio, who is like Bender, and
I'm
Doc-
better.
Dr. Draken from Kim Possible.
Oh yeah.
He
That
was one of them. A whole bunch of different characters there, and they're all kind of a-holes to like Mario and Luigi.
Well, I mean, it's not really a holes. It's more just like families, pushing each
Yeah,
other's buttons, but also,
they
being
make
a little realistic of like, you made this big decision. How's it going? Maybe investing in that commercial was not your best idea.
yeah. Yeah, and investing your life savings in that commercial was not the best idea.
Yeah.
And then they the dad makes the comment that like if you're gonna bring yourself down, don't bring your brother with you, which was kind of like, ooh, that's hard.
Yeah. Womp womp.
So then Mario kind of goes
Mario
off.
becomes emo.
So this is the point too where you realize how pathetic the Mario brothers are at this point. They're still living at home with their parents, and Mario goes to his room
Yep.
to go play Kid Icarus on his NES,
And
which
they
was
share a room.
yeah,
They share, but they don't have bunk beds.
no.
I was expecting bunk beds, but I did not get them.
Well, they're not stepbrothers. But Tish. You never saw Step Brothers, did you?
No, I did. This is just a while ago. I just thought I'd stare at you. You had a bunk bed,
Yeah, I know. I did.
and you didn't have a stepbrother. Maybe
No,
that was your sign you wanted a stepbrother.
No, I did not.
Oh.
But
Okay.
anyways, so then moving on, now we get to the next scene where like there's a flood in like Brooklyn, and the Mario Brothers are going to go help fix it,
Yeah.
and somehow they end up down in the sewers, and like
And they find a mysterious green pipe.
yeah, they find this mysterious green pipe that warps them to the warps them to the Mushroom Kingdom. This was also the point during the movie where the lady in front of me dropped her M&Ms and couldn't find them and needed help.
I was thinking that was the funny part. And she grabbed my foot, and I was like,
Yeah. Well, no, she kept like tapping on my leg, and she's like, "Do you see my M&Ms?" And I was like,
like, I don't like
I
if
was
you
like, I
dropped
looked
your M
down.
and M's, like they would be on your floor,
Yeah, I
not
know.
ours.
They fell behind the seat like 3 seats away. It was bizarre, but yeah. So that happened during this scene. I had a funny memory of that. Um,
I just remember my foot being grabbed and going,
yeah, I was really confused what happened there. But
yeah.
moving on from that, then so we
R.I.P. M and M's.
no, she got them. I helped him get her. I
Oh,
helped her get them. But
nice.
so then they end up in the Mushroom Kingdom, and of course Mario and Luigi get split up, and Luigi ends up going to the Valley of Doom because of course.
Yeah.
And the best part is like Mario. This is where we get the famous trailer shot where Mario lands on the mushroom, and we see Toad with his full diaper. And
You had to do that right when I was taking a sip.
yeah, I did.
Screw you.
But,
Yes.
but yeah, so that's the scene where Mario's like, "Where the hell?" Oh yeah, Mario also hates mushrooms in this universe.
Yeah, which is very funny.
Yeah, because he like lands on the mushroom. He's like, "Ugh, mushrooms."
Mushrooms.
But he finds Toad, and he's basically like, "Have you seen my brother? He got teleported to this like dark, spooky place." And Toad's like, "Oh yeah, he's dead."
Yeah. Sorry.
But then eventually Mario ends up going to the castle journeys with Toad, and they go to meet the princess. And I gotta say, Princess Peach in this universe is very likable because she's
Yeah, why
sassy.
can't she be like this in the games?
Yeah,
She
she's
does
super
shit.
She's snarky and sarcastic.
And it gave her a backstory of how like a random human became
Just
in this world of
popped
toads.
into this world. Who are her parents? We'll never know. But yeah, so this is a cool scene because Mario basically they trick their way into the castle by like
Yeah.
the Toad
Well, and
distracts.
like I also really enjoyed them maneuvering around the city and how they
Mm.
basically maneuvered around as if it was like a game, going through like
Yeah,
like
and
having to
Mario
jump.
struggles the entire way. Like he's like, "Oh, come on."
Like,
Going through the pipes and stuff. He's kind of like any person who plays the game the first time and is very confused.
yeah,
But eventually they get to the castle, and then Mario encounters Princess Peach. And at first, like, she socks him in the face because she thinks he's
a creep.
gonna a creeper, like an attacker or something. And then like she's like, "Oh, you're a human. What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
And basically, like then they realize Peach is off to go recruit the Ape Clan to
Yes.
join her fight against
Like,
Bowser. And Mario's like, "Take me with you. I need to rescue my brother." And she's like, "Yeah, no,
No.
you're not strong enough." Which then Mario, of course, goes, "Yeah, I am." And then Peach is like, "Okay." And she goes to this obstacle course, which is just a heavy reference to like Mario level design, like in
Yeah.
general. And Peach is like, "Can you do this course?" And she does the course in like one try.
Mm.
And Mario's like, "Oh, I can do that easily." And then he struggles for like the entire time to the
Yes.
point where she's like, "No, no, no, you need to use the power up, silly."
Yeah.
So then this is where we get introduced to like the fire flower and like the mushrooms, and it's great because
Well,
Mario
and
doesn't want to.
yeah, he doesn't like the mushroom, so he's just like throwing up. Like,
Yeah,
doing
he doesn't
it.
want to eat the mushrooms, so Peach has to shove the mushroom down his throat and be like, "Eat it."
Yeah.
So then we get through like a montage. Oh yeah, one thing I will say about this film too is there's a lot of licensed songs that are
Yeah. Some
not the
were
best.
okay. Like some
Like,
were
"I
fine.
need a hero."
So I feel like any movie that uses that, it's a bop.
Yeah.
That song is a bop. So I didn't mind that one.
Some of them were very kind of like, this was unnecessary, but okay.
Yes.
But yeah, so eventually Mario passes, and then they start their journey to the Ape Kingdom. And we get a
Yes.
lot of fun, like little like banter with Princess Peach, Toad, and Mario. Like their chemistry is really good.
Yes.
And you realize Mario is finally kind of starting to become one with this universe.
Yeah. Like he's
We
like,
also
I feel like I belong.
yeah, we also get a bit of Peach. Not Peach. We get a bit of Luigi struggling.
Yes.
Uh,
And then he gets kidnapped by the Shy Guys.
yeah, basically Luigi gets kidnapped.
Yes. And we get
And-
to see the scene. Peaches.
Oh yeah, we also get one of the most hilarious scenes is any scene with so Jack Black carries this film. He
Yeah,
absolutely does.
I feel like he's one of the best, but I think everyone did a good job. I don't think like anyone had to carry it. I think everyone did a good job in it.
Yeah, but Jack Black steals the show like
Oh
from the
yeah,
top.
no, he stole the show, but I feel like he didn't carry it. I think it was a good film. So
Yeah. But like, so he get any scene with Jack Black is hilarious. But then like, there's one scene where like he's playing. Well, at first it's like they're having a
oh, first,
party.
yeah, they're having a party, and he like announces he's like, "All
I'm
right,
gonna
we're doing this because I'm gonna marry the prince," and everyone's
and
like, "What?"
yeah, and then he has to explain his reasoning and that if she doesn't accept, then we'll burn the kingdom to the ground, which they
And
all
they're all like,
immediately.
"Hell yeah!"
But then we cut to a scene of him playing piano, and we get the Peaches song, which is still the funniest part of the entire film.
Oh my god, it's the best part.
Just because he starts out as Bowser singing it, and then he just quickly becomes Jack Black.
Yes.
And it's like, but the best part is anytime he's like doing like one of these like little like fantasy scenes, someone will pop in, usually like Kamek or something, and they'll be like, "What?
Yes.
Can't you see I'm busy?"
I'm singing. Yes.
But that's when they catch Luigi, and then Bowser like interrogates him by like ripping off half his mustache.
But it doesn't actually do anything.
No,
'Cause,
it
like,
grows
when
back
you look,
immediately.
it grows back immediately. But then Luigi ends up in jail with Morbid,
Well,
Luna.
yeah, with all the captured penguins and the morbid Luma,
Yes.
who like every line of dialogue is just this morbid like, "Here's the end, like we're
He's
gonna
like
die."
he's like, "I can't wait to embrace the sweet warmth of death."
Yeah,
The
which
sweet
which was really fucked up for a kids movie. I'm not gonna lie.
I like, every time the Luna was on screen, I was like, "Shit!"
You know what was
Like
funny though? There were so many parents with like young children in there, and not a single parent questioned any of that. So I was kind of like, wow. I'm like, have standards really fallen that far?
well, and one of the best parts too about that scene was like that, like the penguins would be like, "Go, come on!" Like and they're like, "I give me hope," and the Luna's just like, "Ah, yes, we're slowly falling to our deaths." Like,
Yes. But anyway, so after that, we eventually do get to the ape kingdom where
yes,
Peach goes to. Well, actually, the best thing is they like open
monkey.
knock on the door, and a monkey just opens the door, and Mario's literally like, "Is that a monkey in a sports coat?"
Yes.
The bodyguard monkey who appears only for that one scene, basically
Yep.
to Mario Kart them to the palace where
What
Cranky
was the
Kong is.
song that was playing in that one?
I don't remember. I
I can't.
honestly can't
I
remember.
can't remember. I just remember it being like. I remember you being like, "That was weird."
Yeah, it was like some really bizarre, like this was unnecessary, but they added it anyways, kind of thing.
I
I'd
kind
have
of
to
want to
look up.
know now.
I'd have to look up the licensed music for the film. But eventually they run into Cranky Kong, which is kind of funny that Cranky is like the ruler of the in this version of the game, not just a grouchy. Well, he's still a grouchy old man, but he's not.
Oh, it was Take on Me.
Oh yeah,
Wasn't it Take on Me?
take on me. Yeah,
Yeah.
that song. That's
I
what
think
happened
that's
there.
what it was. Yeah.
But yeah, we had that, and then so we meet Cranky Kong, and Cranky doesn't want to give Peach his army
Yeah.
unless Mario can defeat his son. And Peach
Which
is like, all right, well,
also there is no payoff to this because we'll
well, no,
talk
no,
about it
we'll
later,
get to
but
that.
there's no payoff.
Yeah, there is. We got a great fight scene.
Well, yeah,
Um,
but other than that, like that.
so yeah, anyways, though, like Peach is like, all right, never mind, we'll go. And Mario's like, no, I'll do it. And she's like, you're gonna fucking die. And he's like, no, I'll do it. So then, of course, we go to the fight at the cathedral, and then this is where we get introduced to Donkey Kong.
Donkey
And
Kong.
one of like the most hilarious, like I can't believe they actually brought this back. They actually used the DK rap from Donkey Kong 64
Yeah.
in its entirety. And I was like, holy shit, they actually broke that shit out for this. Just for DK's whole introduction scene. And DK is voiced by Seth Rogen, who personally I'm not a huge fan of, but he did a good job for the role, I will say.
Yeah. I also thought like some of the cameos in this were funny. Like Diddy Kong was in the
Oh yeah, well
audience
there
and
was a
like
scene where like Cranky's like stop showboating, and like he's like tells everyone to stop clapping, and then you hear the one person in the crowd go, "Yeah, Donkey Kong," and he's like, "Diddy, stop," and it cuts over to Diddy Kong like sitting down, and then you look over, you see Dixie Kong and Lumpy Kong next to him, and it's like, ah, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's a good reference. But so then the fight happens, and Donkey Kong and Mario's relationship is hilarious because they both are like they're just like both having like a pissing match the entire time, and it's great.
Yeah. Like, uh, yeah, and like Mario starts off like just losing terribly in the beginning, but then eventually he gets like a power up. But the first power up is like the shrink shroom.
Well, first he gets a fire flower, but Donkey Kong blows it out.
Oh yeah, and he's like, damn it! And then he gets like the small shroom where he becomes small, and then he just gets smushed. But
But
then
then eventually he gets the cat suit.
yeah, and he beats the crap out of him in the
Well,
cat
at
suit.
first everyone laughs at him like, "Oh, you got the cat suit. That's stupid."
Yeah,
And then he's like, "But I'm fast and agile, like a
yeah,
cat."
I'm a cat.
And he just beats the
No.
shit out of Donkey Kong the whole time. And Donkey Kong is so butthurt about this the rest of the film, by the way.
Yes.
But then we
Uh,
get another awesome scene where like they agree to be their army and they're like, okay, we're gonna need go-karts.
yes.
So then we get a great reference to like Mario Kart where they build their go-karts, and of course Mario has his traditional cart, Peach has a bike, and then Toad has this massive monster truck.
That was so good. That was really good.
To be fair though,
Um,
all of these fucking so as they're like driving to Bowser's Kingdom,
well, so their plan is that they're taking this back road so that they can basically they've been alerted that Bowser is coming to the Mushroom Kingdom, and they're
Mhm.
going this way so that they can ambush them. But psych, they get ambushed instead.
Well, first we get a cut to Bowser and Kamek are reenacting the
Yes.
wedding, and Kamek is playing Princess Peach.
Well, his proposal, because he was gonna propose to her.
Yeah, and the best part is like when one of the not stormtrooper, one of the Koopa
The
Troopers
stormtroopers, yes.
one of the Koopa Troopers walks in to like inform Bowser about their plan. He walks in and both Kamek and Bowser go, "What?"
And he's like, the fuck?
Yeah. So they go in to go ambush them, and then this is where Alex meant there was no payoff here, because they get freaking destroyed here.
Yeah, like literally they go and get the army and they all get destroyed slash kidnapped.
Yeah, like the only two who get away are Peach and Toad, because
Yeah.
Mario
Well,
and Donkey,
and Mario and Donkey Kong technically do get away.
well, they get knocked off the Rainbow Road because there was a big Rainbow Road reference here.
Yes.
But yeah, they
Which
get
was a
knocked.
really good touch, you know.
So they get knocked into the water, and
They get eaten
Mario.
by an eel.
Well, Mario actually saves Donkey Kong, and basically, Donkey Kong. This is kind of like Mario's like, "All right, you owe me one now," and then
Yeah.
they get eaten by Unagi from Mario 64, and then we don't hear from them again until
Dun,
for a while.
Yeah.
So then it cuts to Peach at the castle, and they're basically planning their last stand where she's trying to evacuate everybody.
Yeah.
And then Bowser shows up and basically threatens to well no, he first is like asked her to marry him.
And she's like, no.
She's like,
I don't know you.
she's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? No.
But then he like threatens her and is like,
Well,
I will
he
kill
threatens to
everyone.
well no, he starts like having a Kamek like torture Toad, and that
Yeah.
basically gets her to give in because she's like, all right, don't hurt my
Well,
toads.
Give in.
Yeah. So she
Got a
agrees.
plan.
She agrees to marry him, and then we cut to that, and then we cut back to Mario and Donkey Kong, and they're down in
An
Unagi's
eel's tummy.
Unagi's stomach, and
Tummy.
essentially they start fighting again because of course they do. And during this, like it burps, which causes
Yes.
them to start like kind of get forced forward. So then they realize, wait a minute, you
We
thinking
got
what
a
I'm
rocket.
thinking? So they take one of the rockets from Donkey Kong's cart, and then they basically blow themselves out of the eel's stomach, and they start rocketing towards the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yep.
So then we cut to the wedding scene, and like it's basically just all like of Bowser's minions all lined up, like ready to watch the thing.
King
And Peach,
Boo, King Babam, he sits on someone with his dump truck.
yeah, that was a nice touch. But all like the bosses from
I did wish there was more boos in the movie.
yeah, the only
There
Boo
was
that
only
appeared
King
in this,
Boo.
yeah, the only Boo that appeared was King Boo. Also, like all the apes are now down in like the gallows with
Oh well, now they're all in the cages because like Bowser's like, I'm gonna make you a sacrifice, and like the
Yeah.
Luna is like, yay, sacrifice! Like,
But yeah, so right before Peach goes out for the wedding, Toad gets let free, and he gives her her bouquet, basically being like, "Here, I got it just for you. You can't let you go out without this."
Yep.
Which at first you think, "Oh, that's a nice touch, Toad." But
Yeah.
so then she goes down, and like once she hears about Bowser, like basically being all like, "Yeah, we're gonna sacrifice them now," she's like basically like, "Yeah, no,
Hell no.
you thought I'd actually marry you," and then she pulls out an ice flower, which was a nice touch, and then
Yeah.
freezes Bowser and the chains that were going down,
Yeah.
and then basically a whole fight scene starts, and then we get Mario finally shows up, and he Mario gets a Tanuki suit because
Yes.
they go to the Mushroom Kingdom and they start fighting all the guards who are collecting all the power items,
Yeah.
and Mario gets a Tanuki suit, and Donkey Kong gets
Makes
a
fun
fire.
of them.
But he also gets a fire flower, and then they just basically kick ass going through the entire Mushroom Kingdom to get up to the wedding, where then they of course save they save all the people in the cages.
Yes.
But then Bowser basically like refuses to lose. He launches this giant bullet bill,
Yeah.
murder bill, I think he called it,
Yes.
and
But
it basically it's heading right for the Mushroom Kingdom. But Mario decides to like punch it in the eye, which pisses it off.
yeah.
And then
Well,
he,
and then he redirects it to follow him,
yeah,
which leads to the final climax of the
yep.
movie.
So he heads for the original pipe he came out of, and
I
he
don't know what his thought process was with this.
I don't think he did either, because
Yeah.
he jumps out of the way at the last second, and the murder bill basically crashes into it, and then it like shakes up,
The
and then
space
just
time continuum.
explodes, and like the whole like world just kind of implodes, and Mario ends up back in Brooklyn,
Mm.
and then so does like Bowser's castle and everything.
Yeah.
And then this scene was fun because this was basically the final climax where like Mario's like just given up, and he's like, I'm a loser. I should have never came here.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden his ad pops up, and he gets kind of remembered why he was doing what he was doing,
Yep.
and he gets basically the courage to fight. And he goes out, and this scene I thought was really like depressing, where Luigi gets like blasted and he lands right in a dumpster, and I was like, that's
Oh
just
no.
that wasn't nice. That wasn't cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically like Mario's going off to face off against Bowser for the final time, and Bowser goes and blasts him with fire, and then right when Mario thinks he's going to burn to death, he looks up and Luigi's blocking the flames with a trash can lid.
Yep.
And then we cut to the final climax where they get the Power Star.
And they use it together, which I thought was
Yeah.
nice that it wasn't just Mario who used the star, like it was both of them who used
Yeah.
the star.
And then we get the awesome climax of both of them basically using the invincibility star to just fight Bowser off.
Yeah.
And basically just beat the ever loving shit out of him and send him back. And
Yep.
then Mario gets his nice little like family reunion with everybody at the
Oh
end.
yeah, and they also no, but before they send him back, they make him eat a shrink shroom and they put him in a bottle.
Oh, yeah, they make Bowser.
There was like this joke of like he was like, yeah, Mario was telling Peach like, oh yeah, turtles in our world they're like pets.
Yeah.
So he's like, here, I got you your pet turtle.
Yeah, that was funny. But so then to end it off, we cut to a scene of Mario and Luigi waking up in their room again. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess everything's back to normal. But then it cuts to they walk out and they're in the Mushroom Kingdom now.
Yeah.
And this is where their new business is now. They work in the Mushroom Kingdom, and it's kind of like cutting to like where the games are.
Yeah.
And it was a cool touch. Like it shows kind of everything's kind of nicely capped off. We get a whole bunch of references.
The
And
ending so there's two ending credit scene. There was like a pre one and then a end one, which the pre one was Peach.
yeah, it was Bowser singing again, and then it cuts to him in his little bird cage, and the Toad's basically like, "Shut up."
Shut up. Which I definitely feel like by putting him in the little bird cage, I feel like that's definitely going to lead to like a plot point for the next movie of like, hey, like he's going to get like something's going to hit him and he's going to become big again and
Yeah.
escape. So it definitely leads up to that. But then it also leads up to, I guess, it felt like it was. We both kind of thought it was a little stupid since like we saw Yoshi's, but there was a Yoshi egg that was in the area where the green pipe was, and it's basically
Yeah.
like a Yoshi's probably gonna appear in Mario's world. But I don't know. I thought it was a little anticlimactic.
Well, yeah, because we sat through the entire credits just to get that.
Yeah.
Although I will admit the nice thing about the credits was they credited so Shigeru Miyamoto was the co-producer, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
They also credited Koji Kondo for most of the music. Um, and then they credited Satoru Iwata at the end, which was really nice.
Yeah. It was a nice touch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, though, it was a good movie. I mean, it was definitely a kids' movie,
Oh, yeah.
but like, I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought they threw in a lot of references that, like, if you were a Mario fan or a video game fan, you'd definitely be like, oh yeah, like, you know.
Those were designed definitely for like the longtime fans. I will say one big flaw I had with this film is this film had. This is honestly a problem with a lot of kids' movies in general, but this film had very bad pacing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I honestly feel like though that's kind of just. I feel like part of that is Illumination style because
Well,
I think a lot of the time is
it's
they
a kids'
throw
movie
in.
thing.
Yeah, they throw in random references that don't really push the plot around. It's just to have a reference because they
Yeah.
do it a lot with like the other films, you know.
It was a short film too. It was only like an hour and a half long.
Yeah. Honestly think it didn't need to be any longer though. Any
No.
longer it would have just been like, all right. The only reason it should have been longer is if we had the full Peaches song. But, you know, other than that, I wouldn't want it any longer.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, overall it was a good film. I enjoyed it. I will admit though I have talked to a few people who didn't like it
Yeah.
because they didn't get the references.
Mm. No, and that's definitely I feel like if you're an adult and you don't get the references, you probably aren't going to enjoy this film because it is a kids movie in the end. But if you're an adult who gets the references, you'll probably like it.
Yeah, it was dumb, but it was like the good kind of dumb, not the bad kind of dumb like the original.
Yeah. Well, it actually had to do with Mario.
I will say I didn't even realize Chris Pratt was Mario half the time, so I mean
No, I
that's
didn't really either. I actually thought he did a pretty good job. I think people, I mean, like, we all hated on him because it's Chris Pratt playing Mario.
well
But I
then
really
it was
don't
like
think he did that bad of a job.
it was also just a point where Chris Pratt was in fucking everything.
Yeah, he really was. Like, there was a lot of Chris Pratt. I feel like the Chris Pratt in your faceness has definitely slowed down.
Yeah. But yeah, he did a good job. I like Charlie Day as Luigi. I thought he did a really good job. But Jack Black as Bowser was great. Hammed it up.
Hmm.
Seth Rogen
Yeah.
was a good Donkey Kong. Basically, all the all of the voices were really good. There wasn't a
Yeah,
bad voice in the entire
I
film.
thought all the casting was fine. You know, I mean, for it's not like they were playing like crazy, insane roles. Like, you know, I think they did fine for it. Because
Yeah.
I mean, not like none of them were really like voice actors, like for
No.
fully trained voice actors. So you know, I thought it was good.
Hmm.
That was fine.
No, I liked the film as I watched it.
Yeah.
It was definitely one of those movies though where it's like I don't think it's a movie that you can watch like multiple times in like a short span because you'd probably get tired of it. But like
Yeah.
every once in a
Like
while,
most Illumination films.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. There's probably going to be a sequel because I believe as of now, it
I
has
think
definitely
it
made.
made its box
Oh no,
office.
it made its money back. Now I think it's just adding extra at this point.
Yeah. No, it's definitely. I mean, it was an Illumination film, so I think they already were set up for
Yeah,
a
it's
success
almost
regardless.
it's almost hit 400 million.
Yeah.
It's actually the most successful Illumination film of all time, too. Believe it or not.
Huh. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. But yeah, so polar opposite of the original Mario movie, which
Oh yeah, so much better than the original one because it actually had to do with Mario.
that's not hard, but yeah. So I liked it. I'm looking forward to a sequel eventually because you know there's going to be one. I wonder what
Oh,
they're going to
yeah.
do for the sequel, honestly.
Well, I think a lot of people are talking about I don't know, like Waluigi, Wario,
A
Daisy
Wario film.
getting getting some other characters. I mean, obviously it's gonna have something to do with Yoshi.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm down for Yoshi.
What'd you think? What about the scene with Baby Luigi and they kicked his castle?
I think he deserved it.
Nice.
For existing.
All right. So I gave it I gave the film like a 7 out of 10. I thought it was
Yeah, I'd give it a 7 out of 10 too. I think that's
not
fair.
amazing by any
Though,
means.
you know what would have made it better if Bill wore his Waluigi hat to the movie. He really missed out on an opportunity. So,
So-
everyone shame him. Shame.
I guess one final question.
Shame.
I guess one final question: do you think Sonic was better?
Oh yeah, Sonic was way better.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
Sonic was
that's
just a
been
better film in
yeah.
general. Like,
That
I mean, but like Sonic, like it wasn't centered for kids. Like it
no, it
was
wasn't.
more for adults, which or teen adult audiences.
It
So
was for Sonic
yeah, it was a
fans.
better film.
I'm always I find that really fascinating that the Sonic movie actually ended up. I think it's still the most successful video game film of all time, and critically and commercially.
Yeah, I'd say Detective Pikachu is also better. So I'd put it like at the bottom of those two, but I mean, way better than the old one, and
Yeah,
pretty good for a kids movie.
I didn't get bored in the theater at any point, so that's
No, yeah, I
usually a
wasn't
good
bored.
sign.
I was entertained the whole time. So, peaches, 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 peaches.
Yeah,
That's stuck in my head. It will never leave. Help,
good.
help, help me, help.
All right. Well, anyways, guys, once again, thanks for joining us on the Gaming and Collecting Podcast. The Gaming and Collecting Podcast can be found on all your major podcasting platforms, particularly Apple Podcast and Spotify. We are made on Spotify for podcasters.
Not Anchor anymore.
Yeah, and Anchor's dead.
Anchor's dead.
And you can follow us on all the social medias at linktree/the Games.
It's
And
a
join
peach tree.
Sure. And join our official Discord where you can see Alex post cursed shit all day.
Like beans.
Yeah, she really likes beans. She's been on
I
a bean
just keep
kick.
finding them. I don't know why.
Yeah. We also post anime gifs and other fun shit. So come and join our goofy little Discord server. But until next time, guys, we will see you all later.
Peaches, peaches, peaches.